Hey guys, this is Zemo Tempest. We just got back from regionals in South Florida. Took Dino Rabbits 1X and 2. I'm going to be featuring a deck profile of one of our teammates, Warsaw. Took Scraps. It was pretty rogue. It did pretty good. It went X and 3. Last game lost because of time, but it still did pretty good against the matchups. He'll explain why, and we're gonna get to the deck list.
Cool. So I just jump.
Yeah.
All right. Start off with the monsters. Got triple Veiler. That's basically the answer for anything, in any deck right now. It's just you gotta have triple Veiler. You gotta have it for the windup. You gotta have it for inzektors. You gotta have it for dragons. Anything. Veiler. Triple Veiler. Just gotta have it. Triple Scrap Beast. This card's disgusting in this deck. It's horrible. Don't play it. No, I kid. Triple Beast. You gotta have it. It's your Scrap Dragon play. It's the bread and butter of the deck. That's the bread. Here's the butter. Triple Scrap Chimera. Like I said, you gotta have it. Beast goes in the graveyard. Summon Chimera. If it don't get Veilered, you actually got options now. Instead of just going into Scrap Dragon, you can actually go into level 4 Xyz, which I find really neat. It's really cool. One of my favorite Xyz now is actually Queen Dragon Djinn, who, if you manage to actually get her on the field, basically, use her effect and get your Scrap Dragon back on. Sure, his effect is negated, but his effect actually, the one you want is, resolves in the graveyard, so you'll still get another Scrap monster if he gets destroyed, but, next turn he'll be able to attack, and, you've got a 2200 beater and a 2800 beater. It's really good. For that's just a Scrap Backbone. I actually played one Scrap Goblin. Now, a lot of people think it's, it's wasted, it's pretty slow, it doesn't hurt much. It doesn't do so well with inzektors. It does just blow them out of here. But this guy was MVP against Lightsworn Dragon or Chaos Dragon, whatever you want to call it, because what would happen was I would set it up to where he would be in the graveyard, and my opponent would run their red eyes into my Scrap Dragon, just because they don't have an answer for it. They just want him off the field, or they want to just do some mad damage. But they run into my Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon, special summon, mandatory effect. Scrap Goblin will be in there, and he'll just sit in defense mode, taking on damage. He'll take on all the attacks. By the time the battle phase ends, his own effect will destroy himself, and then it'll just recycle, do what Scraps do best. Just recycle, which get me my Chimera play back into another Scrap Dragon, and it really did overwhelm Chaos Dragons a lot, which was really interesting. I didn't think it would do so well, but Scraps having their own Reaper is pretty sweet. So yeah, just one of him is great. Another target for Scrap Storm or Scrap Yard. It's really good in the deck. One Gores. I feel as though, regardless of what deck you play, someone's gonna top deck that heavy. Someone's just gonna do something. They're gonna get rid of your back row. Just play the Gores. You'll be happy you did. You'll be like, wow, they got rid of everything. They're gonna attack directly. Hey, look, I got a Gores in my hand. Play it. I mean, I believe he's a staple now. Forever. Double Photon Thrasher, not triple. I felt as though triple would have been just too much. Photon Thrasher himself is alright. You can special summon him when you control no monsters, which is great. I actually had double Cyber Dragons, but I realized, it's good. I mean, it's a Cyber Dragon. But this guy's level 4. He has the same attack power. And as many times as I opened Photon Thrasher, Scrap Yard, play the Scrap Yard, get my Beast, special Photon Thrasher, summon Beast, and then just go instantly into a Scrap Dragon. That was basically the play I kept seeing, first turn plays, things like that, but it was really good. This guy just really put in the effort. Another play that was really good was I would special him, summon my Beast, attack with my Beast. Now, still during the battle phase, I would actually activate my Scrap Storm on my Beast, do the recycle effect, draw my card, which leaves Photon Thrasher just by himself, so he can attack, so he can swing, which is cool. So it keeps him alive. But yeah, another target, another level 4 target. So in case like you don't want to go into Scrap Dragon, you have level 4 XCs, which this deck does really good. So yeah, Photon Thrasher, I think 2 is really good. 3 is just too much. You don't want to end up with so many of them in your hand. 2 is just really perfect. I love it. On to the Magics. I played, one Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Heavy. Those were basically the staples that I used. In scraps, I mean, Mind Control is amazing. Regardless of what you take, it's going to be a target for Scrap Dragon or Synchro Material. Level 4s, whether it be a Ryo, anything, a Hopper. For the Chaos Dragons, Lila, anything level 4. Monster Reborn Heavy, self-explanatory. Main triple MST, another code of the scrap, basically anything chainable from the back row. You use Scrap Dragon's effect. You set your card, you target your MST, you target the monster. Your opponent has no Veiler. You chain your MST, you get 2 pops for the price of 1. It's amazing, and it did so well. I mean, triple MST, you got to do it. There's just a lot of things that actually do, still hurt the deck. One being skill drain, but you main your triple MSTs. It's amazing. It gets the back row out. It's good. Some of the backbone stuff. Triple Scrap Storm, amazing card. Still to this day, it still holds true to its nature. I mean, you summon Scrap Beast. You're set up. If you have one, you're set up. If you start off with a Scrap Beast and 2 Scrap Storm, it's amazing. By the time you realize it, your opponent asks how many cards you got left at the end phase. You say, 2 or 3. By the time it's your turn, you're back at 6 cards in your hand. You've got your graveyard set up, and you have Chimera in hand. What more can you ask for? You summon your Beast. Even if you summon your Beast and they go bottomless, you have an answer. Scrap Storm. Play it, pitch a monster, draw your card, get your Chimera, really good. Triple Scrap Storm. Triple Scrapyard. Like I said, thin out the deck, play it, search your card, get your Beast, get your Goblin. If you open this is instantly, you're gonna be pleasant, really good. You're gonna have your Chimera, you're gonna have your Beast in your graveyard, you're gonna have that set up. It's really good. So that's basically that. Double duality, not triple. I don't like triple duality in scraps. I feel as though every time I play it, a duality always pops up out of nowhere, and it just clogs it. For some reason, I feel as though it just clogs every time you play it. Duality is it's pretty good. What I found myself mostly doing was just basically opening Scrapyard and Duality. Of course, Scrapyard first, so you don't Duality into more of your Beast. So you will Scrapyard, get your Beast, play Duality. Hopefully you'll get into your Scrapyard. This is fine. You summon your Beast, set your your Scrap Storm, and you're ready to go. So that's basically the magics. All right, traps. Triple comp evac. This says screw you XC, screw you fusions. It's chainable once again with the Scrap Dragon. Chainable. Set it. Target this. Target back row. It's good. Activate. Send the monster. 2 for the price of 1. Really good. Chainable. Double Call the Haunted. Not triple. Triple I just thought would be too much, but Double Call the Haunted, just the idea of your Scrap Dragon's in the graveyard, bring him back. You have Chimera in hand. Summon Chimera. Go Beast. Just do what you gotta do. Synchro Call the Haunted stays on the field, so it's ammo for Scrap Dragon. But yeah, gets your beater, gets whatever you need, and just makes it, just that much more versatile. Really good. Double Torrential, things, a lot of decks swarm. You need the protection, so it's really good. Bottomless, I've never been a big fan of Bottomless, but it's actually proved its worth today. And reason being, once again, anything 1500 or more, quick answer to it, boom. Thunder King Ryo, which this deck really does have, like Heroes, it does have a problem with it because it does search a lot. But with Photon Thrasher, with Bottomless Trap Hole, it was really good. You just play it, get rid of them. It was really good. Double Fiendish Chain, it's really good. Stops it. It's another Veiler, basically, trap form. Also ammo for a Scrap Dragon.
I tried this deck
And finally, one Starlight roll because of all the back row you set, and one Mirror Force. I was actually going to use a double safe zone. I don't know, I didn't trust it. I don't have enough experience with safe zone to dictate how well it would do. I just went with a safer bet, some protection, and good old-fashioned Mirror Force. That's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards, pretty consistent, I believe. Go to the extra deck. Of course, the B&B of it all. Triple Scrap Dragon. Gotta have it, you know. Your opponent sees 1, it's like, okay. Your opponent sees 2, it's like, what the hell? Your opponent sees 3, it's like, this is never gonna stop. You overwhelm them. It's you know, as much as a physical game as it is a mental game. Like, you really just, you know, mess with their mind. It's like, this loop is never gonna end. I don't have answers for it so many times. He's just gonna keep doing it. That's what Scraps do best. Stardust, one Stardust. I do run the Starlight Road, and then just, you know, if I have to, if I really do have to bring him out, then bring him out. But he barely saw play. I only brought him out once, you know. But it's Stardust, you know. It's kind of a staple. Scrap Archfiend because I do play the Goblin, and sometimes, you know, at one point I ran out of Scrap Dragon plays, so I actually had to go into Scrap Archfiend. But 2700 beater. He's not an effect monster. He's not susceptible to Fiendish Chain. I don't have to worry about him getting Veilered or anything like that. He's just beater. Big beater. One Black Rose. Once again, I do play a level 3 tuner. I was able to nuke the field in my advantage against a Chaos Dragon deck. It worked pretty well. He had his field kind of set up, but with a Future Fusion on hand and just Lila and a face down, and I believe a Sangan. I had to nuke it, but it went in my favor, so it was really good. Brio, you know, Brio staple. Barkion and Beast. Now, of course, I don't have a way to do this in the main deck, but I'll actually get to later on how I can actually bring them out. But for now, they were there, but just for the occasional final countdown deck or some sort of burn deck that just relies on so many magic cards, Beast and Barkion, you can never go wrong with them. That's how you stop it, with Scraps anyways. Catastor, you know, you run a level 4 Photon Thresher and you have Veilers, level 5. You know, easy as pie. I actually had one Chimera Tech with me, but I didn't have a Cyber Dragon, just on the off chance that someone will leave their Cyber Dragon out, and I had Monster Reborn to bring out a machine or something. I don't know. It was a spur of the moment thing, but now that I realize it, I didn't really need him in there. And Ancient Sacred Wyvern, I believe it's called, I don't know, would have been a lot better, especially against one of the GK matches that I had. But yeah, he was just kind of stupid, really dead. But whatever. One Utopia, I think it's pretty good. This guy's really cool now. 2600 Vanilla, Gem Knight Pearl, really awesome. This guy actually won me a game. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't think it does, but it does. It flips or it just changes that monster into attack position, minus his 600 attack, and it just gives you game potential. It's really good. Only 2 level 4 monsters. It's really good. And finally, my new favorite card, Queen Dragon Djinn. This thing saw a lot of play, only because I wanted to bring it out. I wanted to show them that, hey, I'm gonna bring this thing out. I'm gonna bring back my Scrap Dragon. I'm gonna swing for 22, and next turn you have to worry about this thing, my Scrap Dragon, and just, you know, a world of hurt. But it's really good. And that's actually my extra deck. Side deck was once again put together. I kept thinking about it when I was at work, and I didn't really, you know, have a lot of time to play test, but I just kept thinking, okay, you know, a standard side deck, what's there, what's out there, and I actually decided on double Wangu for Heretics. They bring out, you know, their guys come out 0 attack, you know, you instantly destroy them. I just don't know how well it actually does. I've done it a couple times, and it's been alright, you know, it devastates quite a bit. Other than that, I didn't bring it out much on Inzektors. They just have their Dragonfly play, but the other guy, Centipede, survives it. But anything else, anything that just requires, you know, little monsters to come out, King of Bio, things like that. Wangu, really good. Oh, I love this card. MVP today as well, Victoria. Victoria was amazing. Summon Victoria, activate effect to get a red eyes. No Veiler meant I have a Victoria on my field. I have a red eyes on my field. Activate red eyes, bring back my scrap dragon. It was just really devastating for my opponent. They're just like, oh, well, you just got it. That's a lot of damage. It's just really good. Victoria, amazing. I actually prefer this over Electric Virus only because a lot of decks do play some sort of remove from play magic or trap card, whether it be Dimensional Fissure or Macros Cosmos, where it leaves those monsters effects just dead. Victoria, on the other hand, awesome card. You summon it. It's also a 4-star, so I'll actually special summon Photon Thrasher, go into Victoria, use Victoria's effect, get the red eyes, or get any dragon that's in my opponent's graveyard, then exceed into my Queen Dragon Djinn, use her effect, get me another scrap dragon or whatever. It saw so much play today. DD Crow for those cards that you just want auto play. I was actually just gonna use this for Dark World, but I didn't play any Dark Worlds. I actually used this against Inzektors. No windups. I didn't play any windups either. I played this against Inzektors. I got rid of the Hornet. It was alright. It didn't do so bad, but I don't know. I kind of don't like it. Double Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. You just know the Inzektor matchup. I use this against GKs, and I actually would. I side just one against Chaos Dragon, but it's not so bad. It would stop their Dark Monster plays, whatever Dark Monsters they play, Chaos Sorcerer, Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, things like that. But anything that really uses Dark Monsters, it's Shadow Imprisoning. Double Imperial Iron Walls. Love this card. Oh my god, it just poops on Chaos Dragon. It just says, hey, everything you're gonna do, you can't do it anymore. You can't remove from play, meaning you just cannot remove from play at all. But at the same time, you can't remove from play my scraps, which is their biggest weakness, which is why when Trishula was around, they just took a hit so badly. When they banned Trishula, I was like, wow, this actually is a boost for scraps, because Trishula comes out, you remove from play Scrap Dragon, Beast in the graveyard, and then one from the hand. You never plus off that. It's the worst. It's just, you cannot come back from that as a scrap player. It was very devastating. It was the worst. But Imperial Iron Walls, love this card. It showed a lot of promise, and it's definitely staying in the side deck. I'm not taking it out as long as there's a lot of remove from play stuff around. So yeah, very good card. Very, very good card. One that I actually tried was a Transmigration Prophecy. Mainly reason it stops a lot of cards. Amazing. I had to look it up. I had to see what it can actually do. The rulings, things like that. It could stop Avarice. I actually put my Monster Reborn back into my deck, which was really cool. Shuffles the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons back into the deck. Like I said, if they play Avarice, you take some of their cards away. They can activate it. Miracle Fusion, activate this, take out, remove some of their targets. Like, let's say they want to go light and there's only one light guy in there, put it back in there, and now they don't have a light target to go into the Shining. Play this against Inzektors, put the Hornet back in, so they come, they summon their Dragonfly. It's just put stuff back into the deck, because a lot of decks now want the stuff in the graveyard. They really want, they really benefit from their monsters in the graveyard. Play this, put it back in the deck, and just watch them squirm. Couple magic cards. Close Forest. Love this, and this card was meant for scraps. That's it. That's all I can say. It stops GKs dead in its tracks. I opened first turn, Close Forest. My opponent could not activate the Necro Valley, which let my Scrap Chimera and Scrap Beast to just not only activate their effects freely. I can target my graveyard, but this actually increases a Beast's attack for by 100 for every monster I have in my graveyard. So if I do manage to get out a Chimera, they don't Veiler me, I get my Beast out, and I say I got 4 or 5 monsters in my graveyard, I've got 2000 and 2100 beater